Hi, I'm Andrea with the Whole Kit N Kaboodle. Today's question is from Sharon in Orange, Texas. Sharon asks, what do you do when you hit a creative slump? How do you get back on track? We've all been there, right? Your materials are gathered, you set aside the time, you have the workspace, and then you sit down to create and nothing. Creative slumps are normal. Your mind is a muscle. So just like your legs, we get tired from running every day. Even if you were a marathon runner, your mind needs time to rejuvenate. And sometimes we just need that little spark. Check out my 5 tips for working through that creative block. Physical activity helps enormously. If you can walk around the house or if you can walk up and down your road and back, it's amazing what just getting up and out of your chair can do. If you can, take a walk around the local shopping center or a grocery store. Not only are those endorphins doing those things that they need to do, there is so much eye candy out there for us to see. Stop and look at all of the posters hanging on the bulletin board at Starbucks. Look at those boxes of cereal as you're walking down that grocery aisle. Those marketers know exactly what kind of design it takes to catch your eye and make you want to buy their products. Don't be embarrassed to stop and snap a photo if you see marketing that you like. Just because we're scrapbookers doesn't mean we only find inspiration from scrapbook pages. Check out this orange juice flyer that served as an inspiration for this design. Number 2, be a copycat. Many of us find inspiration from our fellow scrappers, whether that be from close friends or artists that we see on Pinterest. I happen to love Jennifer McGuire and Vicki Boutin. But maybe you are just the inspiration that you need. Do you have some favorite pages that you've designed? Snap a photo of those favorites and put them in a special folder in your phone or on your computer. You can use that exact same design, but by changing the papers and the theme, that design will look dramatically different. So next time you're creating that recipe page, be sure to check out that favorite wedding design. Number 3, turn your world upside down. I encourage you to save the handouts from our page kits and use them as an idea book. However, don't simply look at them as you've seen them before. Take that design and turn it upside down. It's a great, fresh perspective, and no one will ever know that you copied the design. Number 4, try a new first step. If you always start a design by searching on Pinterest, instead this time start by selecting some pattern papers. If you've always started your design with the photos, start instead by making yourself use a certain collection pack. If your mind is in a rut, change is the best first step. And tip number 5, push through it and then take a break. This is the one that works best for me. I often have deadlines to meet, so I don't have days to procrastinate when it comes to putting out page designs. So I will start the design, and then when I hit the wall, I'll snap a photo of it. And then I will change the placement of the photo mats, and then I'll snap a new photo. And then I'll change the placement of the title, and I'll take another photo. And I'll repeat this process 6 or 7 times. Then I'll flip through those photos one after the other. Often seeing the design from a different perspective is enough to get me through that slump. And sometimes I just need to take a break, and that design needs to sit on the table overnight. And then when I wake up the next morning and I flip through those photos, I'm seeing them with fresh eyes. Sometimes the dread or the fear of it is the worst part of the slump, right? We dread going to the grocery store, but once we're walking through the doors of the grocery store, we're on a mission, we're getting those food items, and we're so glad when we come back home and we have everything we need to make dinner. So sometimes it's just making yourself get through that initial slump. As our friend Figment says, the imagination sees more than our eyes. So keep that mind active. But above all, be kind to yourself. Burnout is often the result of our own self-imposed pressures and standards. It's important to recognize that nobody can work at full capacity all of the time. Burnout is normal and natural, especially for us creative folk. And while burnout and creative block are often out of our control, we can have influence on how we cope when burnout happens. Once you've rediscovered your creative spark and started working at full capacity once again, it can be easy to slip into those old habits. So try your best to preserve these new methods of creative thinking and practice that we've established today. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, happy scrapping.